Hey guys, so the other day we made this guy here, and I have this background. I'm thinking I want to make just a quick little simple thing to go on top of it, and I still have some of the snowflakes left. Now I did want to show you, let me find the one I didn't buff up yet, this one. I did want to show you when you buff it up with the Dremel, can you see how much the mica that I added in shows up? So all of these other ones I've buffed up with my Dremel, and this one I have not. Do you see how much the mica showed up when I actually took my Dremel to it? It makes it much more shimmery. I didn't show you that the other day. I didn't really show you that, but I wanted to show you that. So I was thinking on this one, I had a little bit of that white left, and I added a little bit of pearl into it because I had a tiny little bit left. I'm going to extrude this. I'm contemplating using my smallest or my middle setting. I think the small is going to be too small, but I don't know if I have enough for this circle. This is the next size up. Hopefully we do. I want to try to get one long strip if I can. I don't like to remake things more than once just because I get bored. Not that I can't. It's just I get bored. Oh, I'll have plenty. Good. See, I don't know. This might be too big. I might decide to go to the smaller one after. If this is going to be too fat. Let me see. Yeah, that's going to be too fat. Okay. I'm going to go to my smallest one, because that's just too big for what I want. I don't want it that big. Put that back in a ball. I'm going to use the smallest one that came with my little extruder set that I got. This will be really simple. I was thinking of a way I could use it up, but not get into too much detail tonight. I want to go to bed early tonight. Now it's tiny, so I gotta be careful with it. But I want to try to leave it in a long strip. That's probably way too long, but wow. Okay, so I want to try to attempt. Now this would probably be easier on raw clay, for sure. No, I don't think I'm going to do it like that. I think I'm going to do it like that. Because it would stick to raw clay. That spot got a little kink in it. Oh, I'm going to need to put some liquid clay down, because that's not going to stick. I want it to spell out joy. I want to see if I can attempt to do that. So let me take one of my silicone brushes, some liquid clay. My stomach has been growling like crazy today. Like literally like crazy today. Should I separate the joy? That really looks like a J, but okay. This might be stupid. And you know what? If it is, you won't ever see this. Sometimes you just gotta let the clay lay on it however it wants to lay. Trying to remember how you write it in cursive, like how I'm going to get the lines to go. Something like that, right? Come on, get where I want you to go. Hear my dogs upstairs wrestling. Boys. We've been home all day. Come on, cooperate with me. Definitely might be easier on raw clay. I don't think I want that curve there. Probably cut some of this off. Damn, you stay where I want you. No gain, no loss if this doesn't work. So I can just take this clay back off, right? Okay, everybody's coming downstairs. You're gonna hear them all. My 3 boys. Oh yeah, I like that better. Should I just end it like that? Oops. Yes, it's my fiance. That's my fiance down here. And my 2 dogs. I'm just adding some liquid clay where I think I'm going to stick it. And you can wipe off your excess clay, liquid clay after. I mean, I could have put it up a little higher, but that was a little hard to begin with. That was probably the first time I've ever done that, but I could probably take a Q-tip. I wouldn't use 99% alcohol because I do have paint on there, but it is, my paint is been baked on there, so it shouldn't be too hard to get, or it shouldn't be too easy to wipe off, I should say, because it's been baked on the clay when the clay was raw. Jackson! Okay, I got some alcohol. Just the regular rubbing alcohol. I might have to buff this off after, if you see it after it's baked. But any of these big lumps I'm trying to spread out. And then what if we take the remainder of these, you know, and I was even thinking with these, we could put some liquid clay on and dip them in some glitter. You know, you could do all kinds of things. You know, I was thinking doing something like this. Oh, my dog's choking. Another medium? Yeah. I don't know, I'm just trying to... Maybe something like that. I just don't think there's enough going to be holding on in either of these spots. Unless, I'm going to try this, but I might mess it all up. Unless I scooch this up. I'd like at least half of it on. Just to make sure. I mean, you could totally roll this little thing here out in some mica powders. If we do like that. Okay, let's put some liquid clay on these guys. Rather than brush it on, I'm just gonna dip them in it, I think. Yeah, but I don't know if all that liquid clay is gonna show. I know it's translucent, but it's not that translucent. I mean, honestly, this is super simple. You guys always want to say, even if I'm not happy with something and I think it's kind of junky looking, whenever I show it on Facebook, you say you always want to see it, so I'm going to post it. Where was this one? Somewhere over here. I'm going to put the dark on the light and the light on the dark, or try to. This one. I mean, I probably could pause through this part, but I hate pausing. And this is going to be a half-hour video pretty much. But you could do whatever you want with this to make it as fancy or as not fancy as you want. You could have swirled some red and white clay, make it look kind of candy cane-ish. You could emboss some letters. What do you think? Pretty simple? Hey, those are my light bulbs. The Christmas lights. He just pulled out a spare box. Dogs. They are literally like toddlers. He's like a toddler. Jackson? No. I don't know. What do you think? Stupid? Easy? I mean, it took 20 minutes. I mean, other than the background, it took about 20 minutes. You could probably mass produce a bunch of these for like coworkers or something. Could put believe. You know, that's the thing. If you were going to do believe, you'd have to make them really, really small, and it'd probably be hard on something this size, but you could totally do it. You know, faith. All of those kind of Christmassy words. Love, family. Okay, pretty much I'll bake it like this, and I might just very gently buff up the background, but I used up my spare snowflakes I had and my spare background, and you know, now I have a gift for something that I didn't have a gift before if I need a random gift. Secret Santa at work or something. In a little bag with other stuff. And it really didn't take me long to make. Depending how fancy you get. Now I also have to think how I'd hang this, because I would probably drill something right there. Probably right in here somewhere. I believe I do have a backing. Yep, a backing on this. So, ooh, lost one. Which means I'd probably be okay to drill through right on a seam of 2 colors. So that's why I'm just sliding those over a little bit, because I probably want to drill somewhere around here. So yeah, it's a little empty spot, but yeah, that'll probably work. I'll drill probably a hole right there. Or like I said, you could drill a hole, you know, on 2 ends if you wanted to, and just have like a loop, a string looping across. See? Super simple. I'm going to bake it, 275, a full hour. String it however you want. Drill a hole like you would a pendant, like I've showed you a million times. And then this guy should be pretty much done. I just was going to do it, so I figured I'd show you it, even though it's not a big deal type thing. It was an easy type thing, but I figured might as well record it, huh? If you need something to watch, you can. If you have better things to watch, go ahead. But I know there's points and times where I've had nothing to watch, and I would have watched any kind of crafting, because that's what I wanted to watch, but there are no videos that I haven't seen. So Okay. And we'll see how, you know, once the liquid clay bakes, I don't think you'll really notice it because it'll flatten out. Yep, I'm going to bake it. I'll stop staring at it. And I might add some paint or some, ooh, that Opal Magic might look good on top of the white to give it that little, see, this is the same white I used. Can you see how that one's got like that blue sheen to it? So I could even add just on my finger a little of that stuff to it as well. So I found some twine that I have, and I'm going to try to do this one. Now I said you could drill one hole. I'm going to try to drill two. I'm going to use, you know what, do I have a clear ruler? I have a clear ruler. I'm going to try to drill two. You know, I would usually probably try to do it a little higher, but because I put those snowflakes there, I might go a little lower and see how it works out, you know? All you can do is try, right? See, this one's hard because there's not, I was thinking I was going to go like one there, and then loop it up and slide it through and tie a knot in the back. This one, I may just want to put one hole on this one. Yeah, this one I might just want to do one hole right in the middle. So I have my pin drill, which I showed you guys and used many times. I still am going to start at my smallest bit, but it does, which I've never really needed. It comes with bigger ones, which would make it easier for this kind of project. I think I'm going to drill it somewhere, and I'm going to go kind of further down than I normally do. Drill it somewhere kind of there. And it's really easy. If you haven't resined polymer clay, it's really easy to go through. Even with resin, it's pretty easy to go through. I mean, that was like nothing, wasn't it? I usually go through both sides just to clean it up. I don't think I'm going to varnish this one because I think it's going to be an ornament, so I don't think it's going to be necessary. But you could totally put some kind of varnish on it, you know, some of the Sculpey satin or gloss varnish if you wanted to make sure that really the only part I would worry about is anything I added on top, the glimmer coming off, and then the silk screen in the back with the paint coming off potentially. Those would be the only two things I would worry if it gets rubbed a lot, but I don't really see that it's going to be rubbed that much if it's in a box 90% of the year and it's out for 2 weeks or so around Christmas. I'm just jumping sizes. I'm just starting with the small and then gradually working my way up. Less risk of splitting, and I'm not pushing very hard. I'm just letting the hand drill do its thing. Not really pushing into it hard. I'm just kind of letting the grooves grab and bite through. I've never even used these bigger ones before. So on the other one, I think I am going to do 2 holes. Now on my string, when I cut it, the end started to fray. So I took out some glue, whether it's super glue. Super glue works really well if you have some close by. I just don't know where the heck my bottle is. Or some E6000 or something. And just, I'll show you what I did. I took my end here. See, this end's nice and tight because that was the manufacturer's end. This end started to get all frayed, so I just took some glue and twisted it, and super glue makes it nice and stiff because it sets really fast, and it makes it easier to get through holes. And I might have to find my super glue because that E6000 takes a while to harden. Gotta go slow with this. And you could decorate two sides if you wanted to, if you really wanted to. But like I said, if you put it in between some tree limbs, you'll make it so it shouldn't have a problem. You know, I have some ornaments that are only one side and they're flat like this, and I can hang them without them being flipped around. I don't see why not. Let me see if I can get the frayed end in first. And then if I can get the other end in. Normally you would try to get them together, in and through together. Ah. No. Yes. No. Yes. Yeah, that should hang fine. This is really, really long. I didn't need this much, but I wanted to cut enough. For both of them. So you could wrap it around like something like this. You could just put a wire on it. Tie a little knot here. Make it kind of rustic. And then hang it in some to me, I like that. I'm in Vermont. We're in a area where I live is very like barns, and you know, a lot of people get married in old barns and kind of shabby chic, rustic chic, you know, kind of things. So this fits my area of crafts and what people like to buy local. Having like twines and burlap and stuff like that. We're an old farming state. Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't hang it like that, you know. To stop the video, but yeah, I don't see why you couldn't hang that one like that by any means. And I'm gonna, you know, you could have a black cord, but all I could find is this brown one. So for me, hanging in the tree will be fine, because I'm gonna keep this little guy. But like I said, you could also just get one of the other hooks, the pieces of wire, and wrap it through them. I wonder if I have any down here. Hang on. See, I'm talking about one of these. Why couldn't you just stick one of these through as well? You know, you can buy these in packages, these little Christmas hooks. Why couldn't you stick one of these through? You could wrap it even tighter, but just do one of those simple little guys, you know? So there's all different kinds of ways you could hang them. But that will be your call. I just wanted to show you it's two different ways you could hang them. You know, if you're going to drill 2 holes to get it to hang more evenly, I would do string. So if I would have had 2 holes, I would have just put it through on one and then tied a knot behind. So I would have put 1 layer through. And I don't think I'll finish the other one tonight, which is why I'm trying to tell you. So I would have put 1 through 1 hole and then tied a knot here so it won't pull through. You might have to double it. and then I would have had another hole. I would have done the same thing, and then it would hold up. If we pretend it's in the other hole over here, it would have held up like this. See what I mean? And then you could just have a little knot in the back like that if you want it to hang, like, you know what I mean? So that's what I may do with the other one. But I think with this one, I think I'm just going to use the wire because it works well, and I have a bunch of these little thingies. Sorry. Just like that, and then I would hang it in my Christmas tree. Just like that. Why not, right? I have some old ornaments that I got from my great-grandmother's house that have all weird kinds of yarn and thread and different weird things that are hooked on that she used to use, and I don't want to change them. You know what I mean? They don't match, and they're very... Let me get some because I just found the box to get this out of. Watch these. So I have a box of Christmas ornaments that I got from my great-grandmother's when she moved out of her house, and she had lived there for like 50 years. She was 90. She just passed this year, and I think she was 98. So like I have a bunch of these in different colors that I got, you know, and these are just held on by little tiny like silk thread type thing. She has tons of like these disco-y ones with different things holding them on. You know, we have these kind with just twine. This one has metal, so this one would be what I was talking about, like tying a knot with the thread and having two. Look, I even have like these. Look, she had a piece of yarn on this one. I'm not taking that off. You know, that's how my great-grandmother had it. Why would I change that? Why? I wouldn't. I'm not going to. So, you know, we have these old ones. This is fishing line. She has fishing line on it. You know? So, look, she has a box of these hooks. This really old box. Forest Hills, 10 cents for a box of ornament hooks. Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh, what are these? Little mini ornaments, mini class ornaments. Woolworths. If anybody had a Woolworths, we did. Which was kind of like an Ames or a Walmart way back in the day. 25 cents. Those would be like $5 now. You know what I mean? But I have all these old, look, she used a little piece of something here. So it really doesn't matter what's on your tree and what's holding your decorations on. I think we overthink things. I think we overthink things nowadays, where back during the Depression when she was alive, whatever you had worked. And that's kind of what you used, you know, to hold things together. And I'm not changing it. So, if you wanted to see any of my old Christmas ornaments, there you go. And even I have these jewelry boxes I got with pearls in them. Oh, that one broke. And I loved these. I thought these were super pretty. So I even hang these on my tree. These had pearl earrings in them. And I got like a 6-pack. And I thought they were so pretty, like little presents. So I was hanging them on my Christmas tree because why not, you know? I thought they were super cute. She has these really old, which actually on the tree these look really pretty. She has these really old, these. I probably actually should clean them up a little bit. I don't know, they're just some plasticky little, she has a set of these, but on the tree they really shine a lot. But I don't know when she got these things, you know? She just had an old box of Christmas ornaments. And I'm like, Mom, I want to take those. And these shine a lot on the tree. I like these ones. Okay, I'll stop showing you my old Christmas ornaments. Hang it however you want. So I know this is just hanging on my desk here, but it seems to hold fine. It doesn't spin. Oops. So if it was on a tree branch, I don't believe it would spin at all with a hook. Someone just told me that they need to be double-sided to be an ornament. I know I've purchased ornaments that don't have anything on the backside. I just showed you that snowman with the wire, and the backside is black, so I know I've bought ornaments that weren't double-sided. So if you want to make it double-sided, make it double-sided. Nothing's stopping you. Or do something on the other side. You could silk screen the other side if you want. But I buy real Christmas trees, and I don't see this thing flipping around at all. So I was just throwing that out there. I'll show you guys this one. I put a wire on it, and I added some metallic wax to it, so it's a little more shimmery on the letters, but it shows up more in person than I'm finding it's actually showing up on camera. But I'm going to give this to my coworker who's leaving tomorrow, and she got a great job opportunity 2 weeks ago, just out of the blue, and she took it, and she gave her 2 weeks notice, and our office, we have 3 different satellite offices, had her working in another office for her whole last 2 weeks except for tomorrow. And I love her to pieces, so I might record giving it to her. I think she'll love it. And on the back, because it's plain, I added some of the wax. I don't know why. I just, with my finger. And then I wrote, "To LJ, love KDG, 2019, good luck." And I'm going to give that to her tomorrow. And maybe I will record giving it to her. At work. We'll see. But I did want to show you guys the rest of it. Sorry, it's hanging on a sideways hook, which is why it's hanging straight from the hook. It's hanging perfectly straight. Both of them actually are. So on a wire hook, it's going to hang really, really well. So I don't see it spinning around. On a string, it might spin, but on a hook, it's not going to, for sure. So anyways, I wanted to show you guys that. And I added a little bit of the shimmer on the sides from the wax there. Just along the sides. I didn't put a border on this one because it's a little more delicate looking. Not perfect, but it was quick, and I thought tonight I need to give her something, so that was my, 40-minute gift to her. And like I said, I might record her tomorrow and add it into this video.